They say there's a cottage in the bushland, hidden off the old drover's trail near the abandoned gold mines of Black Hollow Ridge, a place so overgrown and far-flung that only the birds and the winds remember where it is. No one lives there now. Not anymore. Not fully. But if you're lost, walking too long without water, too far without a path, you might stumble across it. A tin roof shack. Weatherboard walls, scorched and curled like dry bark. A lean-to chimney with a constant curl of white smoke, even when no one's there to burn the fire. And beside the steps, a single dingo paw print. Fresh. The stories start in 1856. That's when they struck gold beneath Black Hollow Ridge. Men came in droves, diggers, schemers, dreamers, and thieves. They cut paths through thick scrub and red gum forest, pitched tents, built huts, searched for fortune. But they say one miner went deeper than the others. A reclusive man named Caleb Dunn. Quiet, strange, always watching the tree line. While others drank and fought, Caleb sat alone near his fire. He never brought food, never carried a rifle, yet he never went hungry. He worked a shaft behind his cabin alone. Then one day, he vanished. Left nothing but blood-soaked boots, a pickaxe driven into a tree, and drag marks leading into the bush. People said it was dingoes, savage ones, but the prints were wrong. Too large, too deep, too human. Then others disappeared. One by one, men would wander too far from camp. A woman went looking for her husband. All they ever found were scraps of clothing, the occasional boot, and paw prints. Always one human footprint beside the animals, and deep, growling laughter in the night. Soon, Black Hollow Ridge emptied. The gold dried up. The bush reclaimed the tracks, and the cottage was forgotten. But the story remained, passed around campfires, muttered in hushed tones. Beware the hollow-faced dingo, they'd say. It walks like a man, talks like a friend, and when you see its eyes, it's already too late. Present day. 3 backpackers, Alex, Dan, and Ruby, were hiking from Wagga to Canberra on an unmarked trail for adventure. They were experienced, smart, well-equipped, but they never made it to Canberra. Their phones went dark somewhere near Old Yass. Search teams found nothing but scattered gear near a dried creek bed. No blood, no bodies, just strange tracks in the mud. Canine, but long, bent, almost like a hand. This is what one tracker reported, weeks later, before he vanished himself. There was a cottage, I swear it, middle of nowhere. Looked abandoned at first. I saw smoke coming from the chimney. Thought maybe the kids found shelter. I stepped up to the door, heard music, a woman's voice humming, soft, kinda sad. I called out. No answer. The second I touched the doorknob, I smelled wet fur and heat, like something big was breathing against the wall. I turned around, and there it was, a dingo. Except it wasn't. Its limbs were too long, its back legs bent wrong, its face hollow, no eyes, just sockets filled with darkness that shimmered like flies. And it smiled. The man never finished his report. They found his journal wedged between 2 stones at the ridge. His last line was scribbled in mud. It walks like us now. It knows our names. The truth is, it doesn't always appear as a dingo. Sometimes it's a kind face in the bush, a friendly camper, a lost traveler. It might share your fire. It might offer water. It might even cry. But if it offers to take you to shelter, don't follow. Because it doesn't need to drag you. Not anymore. It convinces you. It happened again in 2020. A man named Tom Riley, 42, ex-Navy, solo hiking from the Snowies up to Tumut. He radioed his wife on day 5. Said he'd seen someone hurt near an old clearing. Said he was going to help. That was his last transmission. His body was never found. But a week later, his pack was discovered leaning against the door of the old cottage. Inside it, not food, not gear, just a perfectly folded piece of parchment, wrapped in oilskin, a drawing of a man with a dingo's grin, surrounded by people on all fours, half human, half animal. Their eyes were empty, but their mouths were smiling. Locals say if you listen just before dawn, the forest near Black Hollow Ridge changes. The birds go quiet. The trees tilt, and a howl splits the sky too deep for a dog, too mournful for a man. Sometimes it's followed by footsteps, not 4, 2, and humming. The truth is, no one knows where the creature came from. Some say it was Caleb Dunn himself cursed for what he found in the shaft beneath the cottage. Others say it was old as something buried before the gold, before the gum trees, before names. A skinwalker, a bush demon, a god that forgot what it meant to be worshipped. But the one thing everyone agrees on, it doesn't kill you right away. No, it watches you. It tests you. And if you're lonely, scared, or lost, it offers you a family. Some hikers go missing forever. Others return months later. But they're different. They smile too easily, laugh too long, don't blink enough. And sometimes, when you take their photo, their shadows don't match. One woman swore her husband came home after 2 months in the bush. He looked the same, spoke the same. But one night, she found him outside at 2 a.m., on all fours, digging. His hands were paws, his mouth filled with dirt and teeth that weren't his. When she screamed, he looked at her and said, "You're next," then vanished into the scrub. She burned their house the next day, left the state, changed her name, but still hears howling, even in the city. The cottage? It's still there. It appears when it wants to, usually to those who've walked too far, to those searching for someone they lost, or a place to belong. They say if you go inside, it feels warm, safe. You might find food, music, a fire already lit. You might even find someone waiting, a woman, a man, a child, someone with kind eyes, someone who knows your name before you say it. And if they offer you tea, it's already too late. Because in the reflection of the spoon, you'll see your eyes, already changing, already hollowing out. It doesn't take you by force. It gives you a choice. Stay. Be part of something. A family. No more loneliness. No more fear. Just dirt and fur and endless night. You'll forget your old name eventually, your old shape, your old life. But your body will remain. Sometimes walking, sometimes crawling, sometimes watching from the tree line as others pass by, waiting to see who's next, to see who feels like home. That's the secret. It doesn't hunt, it calls. And if there's something inside you that needs it, you'll hear it. A soft voice, a distant howl, a flicker of smoke just through the trees. You'll follow it, step by step, and when you find the cottage, you'll knock. The door will open, and you'll be welcomed home. But some say you don't need to find the cottage. Not anymore. Because once it marks you, it doesn't stay rooted to Black Hollow Ridge. It moves, it follows, it learns the shape of your fear. There are stories now of people far from the outback. City parks, coastal trails, even caravan stops. They hear someone walking behind them barefoot, light. They turn, and nothing's there. Until they see the dingo, or the man, or the child with a too wide smile. Once, in Brisbane, a woman filmed a man pacing outside her Airbnb for 2 hours. He didn't blink, didn't knock. just waited. The next day, she left for a walk and never came back. Her phone was found 3 weeks later, placed neatly on a bench in Royal Park. Inside it, one photo. A blurry figure crouched, mid-change eyes like polished stone. And in the background, that same tin roof cottage, but the nearest bush was 900 kilometers away. So now the story spreads again. It's not just the bush anymore. The hollow-faced dingo doesn't just haunt the scrub. It's looking for family, everywhere. And the howl? It's not far. It's right behind you.
There's a shadow in the hallway and a voice beneath the floor. I lock the doors, I hold my breath, but it's closer than before. A cold wind in the mirror, footsteps on the stairs. I feel it watching silently, but nothing's ever there. Whilst her whispers in